We're now excited to have the #1 business aviation influencer, Alan Semsar, coming up. And by the end of this, you're all going to be on TikTok. You're all going to be on Snapchat and Instagram, if you're not already.
Oh, wow. All the good-looking people are still here.
Can we put the lights up a bit? Sorry. You have 1.2 million people on Instagram. You've run out of contacts on LinkedIn, which I didn't know was a thing. How many people on TikTok?
I don't really follow TikTok very much. That's my daughter's job to tell me, Dad, pull that down. That's embarrassing. It all built over time.
And you have a life that, when I look at it on Instagram, is just quite annoying, seeing you flying around the world, going to events.
I'm pretty blessed.
How did you end up?
So I'm an aviation nerd from the beginning, and I always wanted to be around aviation. I own my own marketing company, but about 15 years ago, I got invited to go on my first private jet, and it was a Lear 60, signature flight support at Van Nuys Airport. And I thought it was pretty cool back then. So I roll up my car through the doors, right? I park right in front, I take a picture, and I posted it. And I posted it on something called MySpace. How many of you remember MySpace back then? Oh, fantastic, you're all my age. Great.
How many of you are still on MySpace? A few.
So I posted that Lear 60, and within the hour, I got phone calls from people saying, pull it down, delete it. We don't post private jets on social media. Anyway, I didn't delete that post. And now we own that Lear 60. But I did learn a big lesson that day. And the lesson I learned was that storytelling could make a difference in the business of aviation, commercial and private.
And you carried on. Why did you decide to keep on opening up private aviation?
Number one, I was asked to do it by a couple of operators. They saw what I did. But I took my knowledge to the commercial aviation first. So JetBlue, Emirates Airlines, and then I got very lucky, United Airlines, right? And when the pandemic happened, there was a little bit of a stoppage. A friend of mine owned the 135, and he said, hey, come sprinkle some of that magic over here. And that's how it kind of bleeded over into private aviation.
Okay, I'm not going to say you're not just a creator, because there's nothing wrong with being just a creator. I like Steve Fasano a lot. That is a joke. And I do like Steve. But you're also involved in business aviation. You're in this business.
So I am actually a pilot. I'm a commercial pilot. I fly left and right seats. And what else can I tell you about myself? I have an MBA in marketing from Pepperdine University. And the fun fact about me, most people don't know, is I went to medical school. And what I learned in medical school was really important. I learned precision and planning, I think, and I brought that to aviation with me. But now I manage 5 aircraft. So I manage a Global, a G550, and a couple other planes. And my life is really blessed. I'm really happy, and I love this. I mean, I live for aviation. And I wanted to be a pilot since I was like 5 years old. And I didn't get that chance till I was 49, the first year of the pandemic. I went to Van Nuys Airport, I applied for a school, and I started learning. And I still remember this day. When you do your solo as a pilot, that's like one of the biggest days you never forget. And I pulled up on Van Nuys Airport, holding short 16 right, call up the tower, request to take off, right? And they came back, and they're like, all right, I think it was 427 Delta Papa, clear 16 right. And I clicked back on the mic to go, 16 right, clear takeoff, 427 Delta Papa. And I got so moved in that moment because I'd realized my dream. And I remember since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a pilot. And that passion that I have for aviation, and I take that everywhere with me. And I remember last night I was talking to a couple of gentlemen at dinner, and they were like, every year we donate our time, go to universities, and create the pipeline for the future, not only pilots, but aviation. And that's really key, that we build that pipeline, and we have a massive shortage, you know.
And the great thing, you think you can use social media to get in front of those people.
Absolutely can, and a good example of that is Cirrus Aviation in Las Vegas. They came to me during the pilot shortage, so they needed pilots, flight attendants, sales, ops, I mean, you name it all, right? And these people are not reading trade publications. They're not going to MBAA, but they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. And if you want to recruit them, you're going to have to meet them there. And all you have to do is show them how amazing our industry is. You know, the passion we have, the excitement, that motion, that when I got moved by reaching my goal, if you show them that, you show them the honest truth about our business, the camaraderie, waking up at 2 a.m. to make sure the catering's on a plane. You know, people want to be part of that. They start dreaming, and then they magically want to be in our business.
There's some people in the room going, it's private aviation. It's not public aviation. It's private.
So there's a good answer to that question. I'm not saying reveal your secrets. And I'm not saying post the tail numbers. You know, I'm not telling you to give away the passengers on the planes. What's really funny is some of the videos for me that have gone most viral is probably flying the G550 and just showing the wing, you know, the wingtip with sunset. So you have to show them the emotion of flying. You have to share with them the experience of what it is we do in private aviation, because it's delicious. I don't know how many of you guys find our business delicious. I find it amazing. I love it. I mean, sometimes I show up to the FBOs and I carry passengers' luggage. And people are looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I love it. I love this thing. And, you know, I am in the business of customer satisfaction. A lot of people talk about customer service. We all should be in the business of customer satisfaction, delivering way above and beyond what it is they think. You know, if they order caviar, I give them a free bottle of Veuve Clicquot. If they order Veuve Clicquot, we put a bottle of Dom on that plane. Does it?
You shouldn't be revealing this.
But look, you just take it another step, and that's how you create a niche for yourself.
Okay, some companies are in the industry are working well on social media. Who do you rate?
So I'll tell you who's really good at social media is FlexJet. And I actually approached them years ago about doing some stuff, and they're like, oh, this is crazy, we don't do stuff. And Ken is all over the place now, right? Every single day he's posting. And there was a time people made fun of me for posting all this content. But I think they do a good job. But if you really want to see the difference social media makes, look at United Airlines and Delta Airlines. All right, I know them intimately because I've worked with them. But they spend almost $1 million or so a year training their flight attendants, their pilots, their crew, their ground crew, how to make videos and how to post them. You know why? They're not interested in ticket sales. They're interested in building the pipeline for the future and bringing new people into the industry.
It's really interesting, but what do you say, you know, fortunately I'm not for everyone the CEO of Delta, but I tell someone goes out and posts something completely inappropriate. We can all imagine. You know, how do you cope as a company with, you know, some people are going to get it wrong.
Yeah. So, okay, so it happens from time to time. The critical thing is to have an eye or an agency that's overlooking what's going on. But if you train the people right, I think they get it. We also have a lot of NDAs in place with our staff, so they know if we're flying X, Y, or Z, not to post those pictures. And I'll give you an example. So I flew Alicia Keys on our BBJ, right? But we went to her and we got her permission ahead of time. She went above that. She brought her video crew, made us videos, and then posted a thank you video for us flying her. So all that stuff is possible. I think it just takes a little training, a little foresight, and I think people will do whatever it is you want for them on social media.
How do you cope? You know, the online world's not like this. It's a vicious, nasty world often.
It sure is.
How do you cope with criticism, or how do you tell your clients to cope with criticism and people hating?
You know, I think it goes both ways. Just as back then we used to do TV spots, right? So you had an 800 number people call to complain, and they called the TV stations, pulled that commercial down. I think you get a little bit of it, and you just have to be patient and understanding. There's no other way to deal with it. And for every 1,000 people that love your thing, 5 people are complaining. But trust me, those 5 people are jealous of you. That's all.
Well, okay, we've seen social media going. There are lots of people. You were the first. Steve's doing a great job encouraging people to become brokers. What's next?
So I think what's next is all the short form videos, and that's a proof of why TikTok is successful. That's why I'm TikTok. I am on TikTok. But you know, artificial reality has opened a lot of doors for us to do, you know, walkthroughs of cabin, give them a view of what the pilots see. If you want to inspire kids to become pilots, show them that stuff. Create honest content. You know, if you look at my videos, they're not produced. They're all shot on an iPhone. You know, I don't take a production crew. I know operators, I know FBOs, I know so many companies here, they spend tens of thousands of dollars to bring camera crews and catering companies. People see right through that, you guys. You don't have to spend your money that way. Take out your iPhone, make a fun video. Trust me, people will love it, they will interact with you, and they will find that private aviation is actually relatable. You know, those crazy produced videos, they don't allow people to get who we are. You know, when you share a flight attendant running around and putting something together, people can get that. It's like last minute, they're putting something together and then you finish them, showing them a finished product and people go, oh my God, that was exciting. How can I get that job?
If anyone is inspired, and I'm sure lots of people are, which platform should they go for? Or does it matter?
So it depends. If you're storytelling and you want to tell your story, I would go to LinkedIn. That's a great place for storytelling. There are some executives, some CEOs even in this room that do a really great job on that. You know, Instagram is wonderful for branding. It's also wonderful for sourcing pilots, flight attendants, ops people. It's a great spot for sales. You know, we hired, I think, 120 pilots for one of the operators. Do you know how much that cost me? $0. You know how much the recruiters used to charge that operator? $15,000 per pilot.
Your model's wrong.
Yeah, I'm like, there is another solution. It's going to take some time. Just like the AI stuff that's helping, you know, you really can use AI to help you on social media. It can help you create the story, it can help you edit the story, but still keep the human side. You know, let people see that you're human. We're all human.
We've got a question from James. How did you choose your company name?
Oh, I like tapas. So I love Spanish food. I'd love to live in Europe. God, if I could figure out how to make money in Europe, I would move over there in a heartbeat. And I love America. Of course, I live here. But I would never be in the restaurant business, so I use Barcelona for my agency.
Cool. Your stuff is very glamorous. There's some people in this room, including me, who don't have such a glamorous job. Could a lawyer break out on social media?
You absolutely can. Just show them who you are. It doesn't matter about what you're talking about. It doesn't matter your industry. Give them the human side of you. And if people will connect with that, not only will people connect with that, they want to become you. And by the way, that's another great way for recruitment.
Could a tax advisor, no, stop. Could an appraiser break it? I know. This is great. What's your final message to everyone in this room?
You know, get out there and share your story. Stop hiding behind the hangar doors. You know, we are in one of the most exciting, exceptional industries, and we really need to get out there and share with people, and share authentically. And not only would they want to become part of your business, they'll probably invest in your business. And I've had quite a lot of success on social media, doing fractional sales. I think I've brought on a couple of management clients on Instagram. And the funniest thing is, you know, I go to all these great events. I was just at the Monaco Yacht Show. So one of the pilots for Airbus came up to me and goes, hey, Alan, can I take a picture with you? So Airbus usually on top of the Monaco Yacht Club does this huge VIP, you know, Airbus ACJ and ACJ together. And they had one of their helicopters up there, and she's a helicopter pilot, so we took a picture. After that, she took my iPhone. She's like, let me take a picture of you. So I made this funny picture, posted the picture on Instagram. The owner of one of our G550s called me about 30 minutes later. He's like, Alan, what are you doing? I said, I already went back to my apartment. He's like, what are you wearing right now? I'm like, I'm wearing my trunks. I'm going back to the beach. He's like, put on your suit, go back up to the helicopter and buy it for me. A photo on social media sold a jet for Airbus. I don't know, I'm sorry, a helicopter for Airbus. I'm not a helicopter salesperson. I don't know anything about them. I wasn't intending on it happening, but look, they moved the unit just because of my picture. I don't even work for them. That's the power of social media.
Did you go back in your trunks or in a suit?
No, I actually went back and I put on my bow tie, which I do usually. I got back into Uber and went all the way back to Monaco and got the documents.
How do you handle backlash, is a question from the audience, from clients who are opposed to media? How do you cope when someone says, come in, and then someone else in the company's like, we can't do this?
So it happens all the time. I think one way I deal with that is I really sit down with them and explain the opportunity, and I find out what their needs are. So look, if you're looking for pilots, there's a conversation to have. If you're looking to bring in new aircraft, there's a conversation to have. It just depends. Some people go, hey, I want a lot of charter clients. Well, great. So you're going to have to market a different way on social media. And if you're not on social media, you should be on social media.
Okay. I keep asking you final questions. Do you need to hire an agency?
You can do it in-house. Just reach in your pocket, take out your iPhone and do it. It's a little bit of practice. Once you're on camera a little bit, you get comfortable. And believe it or not, I used to stutter when they put me in front of people. But, you know, just a bunch of practice and it's gone.
And how much time do you spend on it?
On social media, it's another job, right? So if you're building a brick and mortar business, it's just another business that you have to build. But the best part of it is that it's free and it's available all the time. Social media doesn't sleep. Imagine having a bunch of salespeople that are constantly out there selling for you. And that's one of the benefits.
And final question, what's the one thing you shouldn't do?
On social media? Don't get naked or take pictures. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think there is anything on social media that's taboo.
Okay, that's where I've been going wrong. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.